Rajneesh sir.
हाँ नमस्कार.
जी, welcome
Namaste,
sir. Rajneesh sir, who's the chairman of the National Coordination Committee for Induction Program. Sir, we would like to hear about the whole overview of the SIP, your own vision. So welcome sir. Namaste.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy that large number of participants from all over the country, from all the states in the country, they have joined this workshop on how to conduct student induction program. I would like to share with you regarding the background of this whole effort. Kindly share my PPT, please. The whole context of the student induction program is, we all know as teachers that new entrants go through years of strenuous preparation and get accustomed to it. They prepare for their entrance exams, etc. And after a lot of competition, they try to get admission in a good engineering college or any other professional college. And during that time of this preparation, they lose connection from social life and recreational activities. On the other hand, higher education, specifically professional education like engineering and other disciplines, they demand a personality in all directions. They need a personality, all-round personality. That is the demand of the market. The student induction program is designed for a smooth transition from school, that preparation environment, and to higher education, professional education. It is initially by AICTE, it is for 21 days. And then during the bachelor's program of remaining 4 years, in every semester, it is expected it is to be done through student activities cell. So this is the initiative of AICTE to have a 21 days of induction program. And then how to conduct various activities of it, that we'll be discussing today. The objectives of induction program, as I told, that to become familiar with ethos and culture of the institution based on institutional culture and practices, because every institution has its own background. So that whole environment must be accepted by the students. So this is the first part of it, that familiarization of ethos and culture of that particular institution. Then setting a healthy daily routine, creating bonding in batch as well as with faculty members and other students. So within the batch, there must be good bonding and healthy bonding among themselves with the faculty members and also with the other students, the seniors and students of other disciplines in the college. The third is exposure to a holistic vision of life, developing awareness, sensitivity, and understanding of the complete expense of living. We are not only living as individuals, we are living as part of family, as part of society, as part of nation, and also as part of the whole nature and existence. So we need to develop a holistic vision of life. So this is an exposure to that vision also, this induction program, facilitating new bonds with peers and seniors who accompany them through their college life and beyond. So that kind of not only familiarization, but this is the facilitation of healthy bonds among them. And because they become a part of their whole life, even beyond college also, the students are very much connected with their peers and the seniors and juniors also later on. Overcoming weakness in some essential professional skills. Sometimes we come from a different background, we come from a rural background, we come from a background of some other discipline. We have some weaknesses of professional skills like mathematics, language proficiency, or computer skills, etc. And those gaps can be fulfilled during this induction program also and that is only for those who need it. It is not for everyone to go for proficiency class in English or for mathematics class or computer skills class. So that is the different objectives of induction program I wanted to share with you. The next is yes, there are difficulties in this induction program in every college. You might be facing some constraints. These constraints are the constraint of late joining or the constraint of lateral joining. Some of the students are joining directly in second year. Lack of adequate time for classes. Lack of playgrounds, because many of the games are also part of this induction program of 21 days. Lack of faculty with interest or familiarity with art, music, literature, cultural and creative activities. Many times you don't find some trainers, all kind of trainers in your own institution. This proposed SIP is keeping all these things in mind and keeping the objectives of this SIP. You have to develop your own SIP by creatively handling the constraints you may have. So AICTE always provides a flexibility also. Depending upon the constraints at your end, you can modify or you can reshape these activities as per the constraints at your end. So this I wanted to share with you. Now we have 9 modules in this whole program. These 9 modules can be categorized in three basic categories. Number 1 is universal human values, the foundation of universal human values. This is, I will say, the most important part of it. And the second category is Indian knowledge system. So we are part of our surroundings. So it includes the information or knowledge from our local surroundings, regional surroundings, and we are part of a nation, the national culture, and also examples from different parts of the world also. So international examples are also part of it. And the focus of all these examples is well-being of all. In Sanskrit, we say, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. So that is the essence of the whole culture. And the third and last but not the least, that is regarding nature-friendly and human-friendly skills and their practice. Because this is the purpose of whole professional education, to learn about nature-friendly and people-friendly skills and then practice about it. So for these 3 categories, we have important is, first is inaugural ceremony. So in all the student induction program in your college, you must design your inaugural ceremony in a very specific way where you can provide the whole exposure of this, the gist of your whole induction program. So M1, that is a module 1, is universal human values. So daily you will be having some contact hours for this universal human values. You will be told about the details, the number of hours to be given each activity. So module 2 is physical health and related activities. So this is regarding yoga, exercises, games, etc. And then the local lectures by eminent people. So these lectures can be offline, the in-person people coming to your college, or online lectures can also be conducted. Then literature and literary activities is the next module. And M8, module 8 is creative practices. M9 is other co-curricular activities. In creative activities, you have singing, dramatics, dancing, etc., and painting. All those creative activities are part of that module. Then regarding the skills part, skills category, we have 2 modules, familiarization of departments branch and innovation in your own institution. And then regarding proficiency modules. And after that, at the end of the 21 days, we must have grand celebration of this whole activity of induction program. So this is the overall program of these activities of student induction program. Now I will talk about little about the universal human values part. So the values which are to be discussed with our students, they are based on 4 basic guidelines. The first is all these values are universal in nature. We might have learned them from our own forefathers, from our own parents, from our own families, but these values are universal in nature. They are applicable to all parts of the world. They are applicable equally for the people living in Asia or Australia, America or Africa, or in Europe. So this is the universality is the first guideline principle for these value education. The second is the kind of values, the way we discuss it with our students, it is that all these values are rational in nature. They appeal to human reasoning. That means we can understand it and further we can discuss it with our students. And not only they are rational in nature, they are verifiable. When we live by those values, we find desired results in our life. And it is all encompassing. It deals with our thoughts, deals with our actions, behavior, work, and realizations. And it also leads to harmony at all levels. At all levels, it resolves all the conflicts within ourselves as individuals, within our families. It resolves all the conflicts in the society, or harmony at the level of nature and existing. So harmony at all levels. So that is the major guideline for this universal human content. Now at the level of individual, my value for myself, that means ensuring happiness and health, and ensuring happiness in mind and health in body. I will feel valuable those things which are responsible for ensuring happiness in my mind. So this is the basic thing regarding what is valuable for me, for myself. And when I talk about my values in the family, that means ensuring feeling of relationship and prosperity in the family. That family is able to have all those physical facilities which are required by the family. That is possible only when family is aware of all the physical facilities. If we are not aware of, then we cannot feel prosperous. So that is awareness about our need is also important. So all such things we will be discussing during that part of universal human value. Then my value in the society. So I am feel valuable when I am able to participate in social systems for justice, peace, and harmony. When I am able to contribute to the society for the purpose of well-being of all, then my value in nature and existence. That means this is for mutual fulfillment with the rest of the nature. So that means I am contributing to the nature, having those skills which are eco-friendly skills. So that is the part which I have to think about it. So I'll just pause here, and I'll request to have a poll in between so that I can know about whether you are agreeing with me or not. Just see, you must be having this poll. Okay, next. Yes, this poll 2 is role of education to prepare the student for a job, to prepare the student for life, or no change required to current education. So please submit your response. Let us see what is the result. Rajulji, can you tell me how many people are connected with us on YouTube? And
yeah, on Zoom there are about 1,000, over 1,000, and on YouTube there are about 800 plus.
Sir, 1363 right now.
Okay, 1363.
That's what I was mentioning. That it is close
I
to
think
1400.
this poll will be only for those who are connected on Zoom.
No.
So
The poll is there available for the YouTube participants also.
YouTube participants also. Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
and
So let us see the result.
while we are waiting for this, if anybody has any questions regarding this particular point, they can raise their hand. We'll pass the mic to them. Yeah, so Khadija ji.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, due to internet glitchings, I couldn't.
Yeah,
listen.
if it is pertinent to this point, these kind of questions we won't be able to take.
Actually, I have a question on modules, which because I couldn't listen at that time. So please repeat that point. In module 2, 4, 5, 7, what to be
Yeah.
done? What activities to be done with these students? So
Yeah,
please
those
repeat.
will be dealt with in session 3.
So module, okay.
Yeah, all those modules are going to be described, but going back to this point, if you have anything, Rajneesh ji, please take that question.
Okay. Okay. Any question
Gangadhar
in this
Murthy.
regard?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gangadhar Murthy. My question is,
Yes.
in the second week, we are expected to take the students on a local visit, but keeping in
Okay,
mind,
we'll come, Gangadhar ji, we are talking about this particular point right now. We will have 30 minutes for Q&A or more time for Q&A after this.
right.
So if there are questions going back to some other point, then we'll come back to those questions at the end of this presentation. Is that okay?
Rajulji, I think the whole, let them hear the whole PPT.
That's
Then
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
otherwise they'll be coming to the
Yeah.
other parts also.
Okay, we'll do it
if
like
the
that.
result of this poll is ready.
Yeah.
So we as teachers, we have to be clear whether we are preparing our, okay. You see the results are 96.4% participants are saying that we have to prepare the students for life and job is part of it. And only 3% are saying to prepare the students for job. And only 0.5% are saying that no change is required in current education system. So it's quite easy to find that we all are looking forward to prepare our next generation for life, and job is also part of it. And by seeing this need, the SIP activities are based on generic and universal principles, which are applicable for everyone in life. So that is the major quality of this whole student induction program, that it has been designed with universal approach. So you have kind of, it is applicable for the students or for the colleges which are there in southern region or in northern region or east or west. So there's no difference at all. The local, regional, national and international examples are taken so that students can relate it with their day-to-day life. For example, module 2 is about physical health and related activities. In this, we will be talking about human health, which is generic and universal. To exemplify this, we may take the examples of Ayurveda or Unani or the other pathies in our life. For example, we want to live with fulfillment as a society. This part is common and universal. So the principles are universal. To exemplify this, we may expose students to traditional Indian culture and philosophy, as well as contemporary Western culture. So the principle is well-being of all, to live with fulfillment. In this way, what happens? It will help in connecting the basic principles through specific examples. So there are two issues. One is to know about the basic principles and then to relate them with the specific examples. It will help the student to see and appreciate various cultures, to see the commonality among themselves. What is common in different kind of cultures? And it will also help to evaluate any specific example, system or culture with a view to fill the gaps than to criticize or reject it. Further, we can also be mutually enriching for other cultures. So we have a role to which is complementary to each other. Instead of rejecting others, instead of criticizing others, but wherever we find a gap, whether in our own culture or some other culture, we feel ourselves responsible to fill that gap. So that is the kind of approach which is being taken, this whole, which is a universal approach for the well-being of all. Next.
Rajnishi, can you come a little
Yes.
closer to the mic? Your voice is getting feeble.
Okay, now it's all right?
Now it is better, yes.
It is better. Okay, sure. Now, so the whole process is solution-centric approach. The world today has become a mixture of various cultures. Our students are coming from different backgrounds. They are being exposed for different kind of cultures. Urban, or which is city culture, Western culture, liberal culture, movies and internet culture, traditional rural Indian culture, and so many others. Today, the problem is that one culture tends to compare with other cultures and be opposed to them. This is because their basic assumptions and therefore thoughts are different. Even though there are commonalities at the core, the conflict is at the level of expression and details. So we have to understand where is the commonality and where are the differences. So in this situation, it is imperative that students can appreciate the different approaches and achievements. To whatever extent a culture has realized the basic human values of truth, love, and compassion at the core. Be complementary, help to fill the gaps rather than to compare, criticize, or reject. So that is the approach, which is a solution-centric approach, which is being taken in this whole induction program. When we talk about Indian knowledge system as a good example of human thought, India developed its knowledge system, tested it through practice, verified and improved it over thousands of years. As a result, the Indian knowledge system is founded on the basic principle of well-being of all, which is expressed in various Sanskrit subhashits also, like Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Savantu Niramaya. So that is well-being of all. Another is Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Truth is one, but the expressions can be different. Krinavanto Vishwamaryam. Let us strive for universal excellence. It is all based on a deep understanding of human being as well as of the underlying harmony in nature and the entire existence. So this, the whole universal approach with the examples from Indian knowledge system. So that is the way how the students are exposed for their preparation for life. So last year, because of Corona, AICTE-SIP was conducted. The different kind of activities were done online. So the people will be telling about the details about it. These are the just images. I would really happy to share with you the 43,666 students registered for that AICTE-SIP. That was online student induction program. 18,315 subscribed to that YouTube channel, which has now 7.92 lakhs views till now. So all these things are available on AICTE YouTube channel. You can go through these things. For last year's this AICTE-SIP, there are few key takeaways. What they mean for education. The faculty and students are able to appreciate about for holistic development, education about life should be provided, and to be forced into role academics is not satisfying. So that means the faculty and students both feel the need of this holistic development. The second is students are mature enough, can grasp value-based education, they welcome it. So as per that, education must be value-based and the well-being of all, which should be an essential component of education at every level. So this was the feedback from students and faculty. Students are able to see that living individualistically is not sufficient. Participating meaningfully in family, society, nation, and nature is also important. They want avenues to be made available. For that purpose, the case studies from Indian knowledge system should be an essential component of education at every level. Enthused after being exposed for the rich cultural heritage and lessons hidden in history, we want to be informed torchbearers of a vibrant India. This whole thing is not just to talk about past, but to be able to evaluate it so that we can use it for our future, for our better future. So that means this can be done by adopting an each one teach one pedagogy, that each senior student becomes a mentor for the junior students. Number 5 feedback was students want to make effort for excellence and not to be forced into competition. Are we studying for excellence or we are studying for a competition? The competition and the other kind of values are struggle for survival, struggle for fittest. So it is the other way around. People want to work hard for excellence. So that's why it has been decided by AICTE that 25% credits towards meaningful universal human values, IKs, and meaningful nature-friendly, people-friendly skills should be given. So there is another poll in front of you. You have multiple choices. Attended the AICTE 2020, listened to YouTube AICTE recordings, conducting SIP or AICTE in my college, used AICTE SIP resource materials. So please submit your in the meantime, I can share with you till we get results from the poll. I'll share with you one feedback, consolidated feedback from one college. The induction program helped me to assimilate into ethos and culture of the institution. This is one of the objectives of SIP. In that institution, score on a scale of
1:5.
About institute, it was 3.99. About hostels, it was 3.33. About departments, it was 3.61. For sports, it was 3.49. And for clubs, it was 3.16. So that way, the students were happy about to know about the ethos and culture of their institution. Similarly, the second feedback on the induction program helped me to develop a greater feeling of responsibility towards myself. It was 4.14. About my family, it was 4.15. So very encouraging part. About for my institution, 3.94. The society, 3.90. For my country, 3.93. So that means on the scale of 5, it was around 4 for all those things. The kind of feeling of responsibility, this was the third objective. The third feedback, the induction program helped me. Last slide, please. Last slide. The induction program helped me to further develop feeling of relationship with my family, 4.15, my colleagues, 4.08, senior students, 3.2, faculty members, 3.74, staff, 3.47, management, 3.34. So that means this is, when it is around 4, that means it's helped a lot. When it is around 3, it helped a bit. So the whole effort was successful. This is based on just from one college. You can do a similar kind of feedback or survey in your own college also. Next. Volunteering by senior students is very important part of student induction program. There is now the culture of ragging is gone. It is the new phase by AICTE. It is welcoming new students. Revival of volunteerism, seniors helping juniors, no designations and labels, huge strength of alumni to help yourself. Without the student volunteers, it is not possible. So if you feel that just by faculty members, you cannot have a very successful student induction program in your college. So you must have good number of volunteers from senior classes. Entire creative art venues are taken care by students. A volunteer for each UHV class, student mentors. Special note is challenging because of existing groupism and electioneering related issues. Teams formed with extreme care. So you have to be very careful if there is some existing groupism in the class among the seniors, that has to be taken care. So for that purpose, with the faculty members, coordinators and moderators, you can have WhatsApp groups, daily pictures can be uploaded session-wise. This model can be replicated for regular college festivals as well. It was done in AICTE-SIP and it can be done on offline also. Significant reflections which we got from the students. There is another poll in front of you. Senior student volunteers are quite helpful for new students in SIP, are indispensable for the SIP, can't easily motivated for help juniors, are not required. Please submit your feedback, then we'll see the results later on. The significant reflections which we can say is perspective change from money-centric to larger goal of happiness. After the completion of SIP, when the students were asked to provide their feedback, to provide their reflections, they said the perspective changed from money-centric to larger goal of happiness. Lost craze of gadgets, realized their it was not, but it was regarding awareness about the value of the gadgets. Able to live well with roommate of other region. Washing own clothes made me feel grateful towards my mother. First time ever speaking in front of large group with confidence. After the childhood, this is the first time I am playing with clay. So that's how the reflections were there in the student induction program. Similarly, you will also be getting feedback from your students after successful SIP. So we have all the resources for a good student induction program on AICTE website. There is student induction program model guide. It has been uploaded on AICTE website. Please download these resources from the links shared in your email. So all these things have already been given. This is a manual of this whole SIP where you will get all the details about it. Next. We will be discussing about other resources also during the forthcoming sessions. So at the end, we will be listening directly from Anilji also. He normally says, Professor Anil D. Sahasrabudhe, who is chairman of AICTE, in February 2021, he said, this has been a game-changing work ongoing from AICTE for the last 3 years. The student induction program had been a game-changing work from AICTE side. So it starts with value education, but we want to go towards value-based education, and ultimately it must lead to value-based living, which is the ultimate purpose of this whole effort, this whole starting point I have shared with you. I think we can share the results of polls if possible. I have tried to cover all the points. Now you see, 86% are saying senior student volunteers are quite helpful for new students in SIP. And 11% are saying that they are indispensable. I also feel sometimes that they are indispensable. Without senior students, a good SIP is not possible. But most of you have already told that they are quite helpful and can't be easily motivated for help juniors, only 3%, and are not required, only 0.1%. Maybe by mistake someone has pressed that button. So this is the importance of senior student volunteers in our student induction program. So with this, I will close my interaction, and we will go for next part.